Hello, this is Skylit Lake reading Icarus by Marble Glove. Chapter 9. A Death. Dear Icarus, after the publication of your paper, co-authored with Lord Voldemort, the Ministry included your name on the list of Death Eaters to be tracked down and imprisoned. However, I can protect you. If you come to me at Hogwarts, I can guarantee your safety. Given the state of Lord Voldemort's body when we retrieved it, it is clear that his body map was sabotaged in some way. A clear argument can be made that you are a hero rather than a criminal. It would be best, though, if it's made soon at the height of your celebrations. I look forward to meeting you face to face. Your friend, Albus Dumbledore, Order of Merlin, First Class Grand Sorcerer, Chief Warlock, Supreme Mugwump, International Confederate of Wizards, Headmaster of Hogwarts. Hermione was alone in her room, but still the room seemed alive around her, with a blazing fire and resulting shadows that flickered across the walls. The crackling fire could almost have been talking to her. The night outside her window was still and quiet, and it seemed like her room was the only definite place in a world of desolation. It was a silly thought. In the morning there would be people, and places and activities and noises. If there were not, then the sacrifice she was currently making would be unnecessary. She had betrayed the Dark Lord, arranged his death, and for that death she mourned. But it was quick, and it was relatively painless. It had been over in a few minutes. Now she was committing one more murder, and this one was neither quick nor painless. It would take weeks, months, maybe even years to be complete. Now she was killing Icarus. Dear Icarus, it has been some weeks since I have last heard from you. My offer of protection still stands. You may ask for it at any time. Even if you decide to remain anonymous and hunted, I would like to continue our correspondence. The research you have done is quite groundbreaking, and I am interested in following what you are doing. I know that Lord Voldemort acted as your primary mentor and guide, but now that he is gone, I would like to offer myself in his place. I cannot imagine that someone with a mind like yours would not wish to continue on your path of discovery. I look forward to your next letter. Your friend, Albus Dumbledore, Master of Transfiguration, Master of Alchemy, Master of Defense Against the Dark Arts, Headmaster of Hogwarts. Icarus was dead. Only 3 people knew this for certain. Hermione, Harry, and Ron. Hermione had extracted wand oaths from both Harry and Ron to the effect that they would never tell anyone about Icarus, but about Hermione's correspondence with the Dark Lord, or the curse that Hermione had created for Harry's use. Hermione accepted that she had lost something of who she had once been, when she had been unsatisfied with her simple promises to never betray her. She had demanded an unbreakable wand oath. Her friends had been hurt that she didn't trust their given word, and she had wanted to trust them so much. But that didn't change the fact that she did not. Hopefully, by the time they forgave her, she would forgive herself. Dear Icarus, it is as though you have fallen off the edge of the world. You are a great man and well respected, as well as feared. Every werewolf in Britain and Europe is in your debt, and every great pureblood family that contained a werewolf owes you their thanks. It is unnecessary cruelty to leave them uncertain as to where their debt lies. Giving them some sign of what you want in return, they will strive to give it to you. Please, give some thought to ending the suspense. Your friend, Albus Dumbledore. As time had gone by, and as theories she had worked on had advanced and developed, her correspondences had expanded as well. She had routinely written to Dumbledore, but had also sporadically responded to other mail that she had received. Fan mail and hate mail, and questions and gifts continued to come, but Hermione no longer responded to anything. There was so much to feel guilty for that she felt overwhelmed by it, and in the end numbed to it. Nothing she did turned out the way she thought it would. Every letter she got, she read, and it made her all the more certain that the only thing she could do now was to stop. She could not fix what she had done. She could not change it. She could not make it better. The only thing she could do was not make it worse. She had finally reached too close to the sun, and it had taken her a few days to realize that she had crashed. Her wings had finally failed her, and though she had survived the plummet back to the ground, she knew she would never fly again. And Icarus was not Icarus without that ability. She was just Hermione. Dear Icarus, I am concerned. I have heard nothing from you for several months now. Are you all right? Please send me some sign that you are still alive. Your worried correspondent, Albus Dumbledore. Now Hermione stayed up late into the night and slowly burned Icarus to death, one sheet of parchment at a time. All her correspondence, all her notes, all her thoughts, all her knowledge slowly crumpling and going up the chimney in light bright sparks. The fire was hot on her face, and she welcomed the burning sensation because it distracted from the wrenching of her heart. It was sacrilegious to destroy knowledge, but that's what she was determined to do. It could not be done completely. Surely the Dark Lord had kept his notes and his half of their correspondence somewhere, and surely Dumbledore had done the same. But for her part, it was over. It was done. As the sun rose and the light began to creep in through the window, the fire finally began to burn down. It had finished its task. Icarus was dead and gone. Dear Icarus, please write to me. Albus. Chapter 10. A Potential. Dear Icarus, I suppose that I should apologize for inconveniencing you. Given the rules of the post-coup and the fact that the book accompanying This letter is quite magical. You will have had to pick it up yourself. I also imagine that it was a nerve-wracking venture, looking for any curses I might have placed on it, and failing to find them. However, I do not apologize. If you are receiving this package, then I am dead, while you still live. If the world were perfect, then I will have won the final battle, and finally taken you as my most prized prisoner. And yet, despite my knowledge, and yet, despite my power, I know that failure is possible, and I am preparing for that eventuality. Sweat collected on Hermione's face and the back of her neck as she unpacked all her boxes. Her hair was up in a sloppy bun, held with her wand. She felt naked if she didn't have it on or near her, but she refused to use it without real cause. Thus, she had carried all her boxes up the stairs in the Muggle manner, with panted breath and aching muscles and sweat. Deciding how to arrange everything in her new 8 by 10-foot dorm room helped keep her mind accompanied. She studiously avoided thinking about the one small book tucked away on the bottom shelf of her bookcase. That was not a textbook. I find myself unsure how to label you. I have suspicion as to your identity, and if I am correct, then you are my enemy. Yet, as I read over our correspondence, I realize that I consider you my friend, perhaps my only friend. Of all those I respect, and am respected by in turn, you alone have not sworn your loyalty to me. You have maintained your self-will, but still we converse. It is to you, then, that I send my last journal. Like all my journals, it contains my memories. It is you who have perfected the manner of creating a body to go along with a spirit. And I believe that I have taught you the means of creating a spirit inside a body. With the memories of this journal, you have the means to resurrect me. I know you well enough to know that you will not do this immediately, but I also know that you will not destroy this possibility. Perhaps you will lock the journal away in your Gringotts vault. Perhaps you will place it among your old second-year textbooks as a reminder of the past. But you will keep it safe. I know. The Ministry of Magic had provided her with papers, proving that she had attended school for the past 7 years in a ministry-affiliated education program. But they were a bit vague on the details of what she had studied. Her results on the correspondence course in biology had also helped, but it had still taken a small suggestion spell to get Hermione accepted into the Muggle university of her choice. It was cheating, she knew it, and she had done it anyway, but she was determined that it would be the last time. From now on, she would succeed as a Muggle and advance by her own merit. This was to be her fresh start. It will take a while, but eventually, Harry Potter, who, if I am dead, will have killed me, will begin to wonder how things could have been different. He will wonder if there was not, perhaps, a better way to deal with me. A way that did not involve him becoming a murderer. He will wonder, and you will reassure him that he did the right thing. But eventually, you will murmur that perhaps there is a way to undo what he has done, a way to unmake him a murderer. And you will think of his journal. I have sent to you, and you will have all the knowledge necessary to remake me and undo the murder that killed me. I wonder what your reasons will be when you think to bring me back to life. Will it be a need to reassure your friend that he is not evil? Will you have missed our correspondence so much? Will it be because you had finally had too much of the wizarding world and want it punished as much as I? Or will it be for some other reason that I have not thought of? Her parents were happy. They could now visit and call her whenever she wanted, and didn't have to wait for her to contact them first, or find some other wizard or witch to escort them past the anti-muggle wards that surrounded the various wizarding enclaves. And Hermione was beginning to realize that her father had been right when he told her that the world was larger than the wizarding world. She had been so caught up in the fight that she hadn't realized that Voldemort's war wasn't a world war. It was just a gang war. It was a war between two small minorities hidden inside a large city. She had gotten caught up in a gang war, and now it was over, and she had her chance to escape that entire world. It was a chance she was taking. She wouldn't let herself be caught up in the anger and violence that such a small, intense society seemed incapable of avoiding. There was peace awaiting her in the greater world. I find that in writing to you, I place my trust in you. I am calmed. The final battle will be soon, and while I plan to win, I find that I am not scared of dying. What terrifies me most is the idea that I will win at the cost of a battle that leaves behind your lifeless body. I do not think you are preparing a journal for my keeping, though. In this instance, I am trustworthy. If my worst fears come true, then I will collect all the pictures there are of you, your body, our correspondence, everything that has captured a little bit of your essence, and I will have a great portrait painted, and attempt to see you whole from the little pieces that you will have left behind. I promise to give you what immortality I can. Her old life was over, and while she could keep her wand and her friends, she had no intention of living in a world of magic again. She had betrayed it, and it had betrayed her, and she couldn't bear to be who she was when she was there. The Muggle world was where she was born, and it would be where she died. She would study medicine, and perhaps her knowledge of magical means of transformation would help her study the science of genetics. But it was a science that she would study, and it was Muggles whom she would hopefully help. She didn't think about the small book tucked away on the bottom shelf of her bookcase. Neither did she destroy it. The dawn is breaking. I must go. I plan to live forever, but if I die, I know that this last piece of me will remain safe in your keeping. I remain always Lord Voldemort. The End. Hello, my dear friends. I hope you enjoyed this final two chapters of Icarus and by God, was it? Oh, shivers! It just literally gave me shivers. It was such an amazing story. The slow ramp up to the climax, but that climax was so good, and then just everything after that. I haven't read any of Marble Glove's other works, but I'm planning to read more of her other works if I find a fandom. Wait, what fandoms does she actually write in? Let me just check. Highlander. Yeah, so the only one I know is Harry Potter, and I am not too much of a Harry Potter fan for the reasons I said. Okay. She did Harry Potter years ago. I think she did Harry Potter before all the J.K. Rowling stuff. What's her recent works? Highlander. Huh, I wonder what Highlander is. What is Shadowcross? Hmm. Magnus Bane. That sounds like a familiar character. Maybe I've read Shadowhunters before. I had no clue. Anyway, please give all your love to Marble Love for this lovely series. And if you're wondering how I find it, basically I was searching through Naruto looking for cool Sakura scented fics, and then I came across this infinitely curious woman. So I thought, oh, it's only 3 chapters. It's short. Blew me away. It seems like most of you guys didn't like it. I think that's just because my thumbnail, which I drew myself, was shockingly horrible. But other than that, but then I thought, oh, when I finished reading it said inspired by, inspired by. If it's inspired, that means it's similar. So if it's similar, it's good. Then I came to this. And by God, was this good? Like really, really good. Anyway, yeah, no. If I sound tired or look very weird, like my voice drops off into different tones, it's because I am currently sick with a stomach bug or some kind of vile thing. Because let me tell you, I could not sleep until 5 to 6 in the morning because I was stuck on the toilet. And all the headaches, the muscle pain. I still have muscle pain, but I think that's because I hit the gym that very night. And the muscle pain didn't let me fully recover. Plus, I'm going on a weird diet, which is just bare basics, bare basics that my body needs to function. And I'm telling the body to, use what you have or else go adapt or die. That's basically the diet's plan. Anyway, I'm not gonna be seeing. Okay, so technically, this is the next videos that's gonna be released is not in I'm talking past from this date's part from the recording date, which is 22nd of Jan. The 2 videos coming up is Deku Sensei and wait, let me just check. Deku Sensei and The Brightest Minds will. No, it's actually Icarus. Okay, so it's Icarus. I'm trying to get Icarus out of the way because it's pretty much finished. Obviously it's finished. I just finished it. But I'm trying to say is that Icarus is. When I finish this, I can start my next series. And Brightest Minds will shine, which is a very long video. I think I discussed this more in my Deku Sensei video at the end credits. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna start editing this podfic so I can get it right before I go to camp. So yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye.